So let's have a summary of array, what we learned today. In this chapter, we introduced array, what is array, processing of array contents, and passing arrays as arguments, and some useful array algorithms. These are altogether the core processing functionality for array. And this useful array algorithm, you should really go over and understand them. Also, returning array from method, string array, array of objects, and including this passing array as argument. These are all array object processing. So as long as you are familiar with object processing in general, you should have no problem. We also talked about two-dimensional arrays and arrays with 3 or more dimensions. Basically, these are just arrays of arrays or arrays of arrays of arrays, just so on and so forth. Then from there, we talk about command line arguments. There's also array list mentioned here, but mentioned in chapter 7. We're not going to cover array list in this course, but it's something that worth reading. So if you have extra time, feel free to read through that and implement this array list class in your future project. Now let's look at homework. There's only homework, two homework questions this time, but don't get escalated by this information, because basically that means the homework itself is rather large. Each question is rather large. However, there's nothing difficult. Rather, it's like right now you need to combine all the information you have learned so far. So let's look at the first question. We already have the lab question of processing, decoding a string, right? Now let's go back to our familiar Joe's Pizza sales record. They are saved in the file. Each row of file contains 1 day's sale. The row starts with the day name, followed by a comma, then followed by transactions, each started by comma. So example will be, first is Monday, comma, 1 sales, comma, 2 sales, comma, 3 sales, comma, last one. So the current file, let's say it have 10 rows. And note here, Monday has 4 sales, Tuesday have 5 sales. The next, and then we have Wednesday, Thursday, all the way till next Tuesday have 6 sales. Next Wednesday have 3 sales. So the number of sales can be, is not a fixed value. So you need to break this into 2 parts, first of all. Okay, the question asks you to calculate the daily sales and draw a sales bar chart. So you can see the question itself is not difficult. Everything requested here you have done before. The complexity lies in that you need to combine everything you have learned so far into one program. That's where the complexity sits. So I provide you with some instruction. You will need to read in the file first, row by row. For each row, you will need to split a string into an array. The array will be a string array, right? The first one, the index 0, will be the sales name. Remember, we have the sales bar chart Java example code. You should have that. You will use this first array element as the bar chart, as the bar chart sales name. Then you will convert the rest into int. You may not need to convert them into int array, because basically this is a string array, right? From 1 to length -1. You can convert 1 by 1, each into an integer, then add and recall the sales bar charts add sales method, calculate the sum. So basically these are 2 loops. The first loop goes through row by row, read the file. The second loop is once you get the row, for each row, you will get the first, you will break it into a string array. The first element will be the sales name, by which you will create a sales bar chart object. Then for the rest of the array, you go through this array, converting each element, string element, into a integer and add sales. Then you can save the sales into an array of bar chart objects, right? So once you get this sales bar chart object array, you will draw the bar chart. So you can see we are combining many things together: string processing, file processing, two nested loops, object arrays, and object arrays, and you will run the object array to draw the bar chart. So this is the combination of different knowledge. If you cannot finish, at least process as many as you can, and later on you will compare this to my sample solution. And similarly, a second question is a two-dimensional array operation. This actually is pretty easy. It asks you to write a program that creates a 2D array, initialized with test data. Use any primitive data type. You can use the integer or double. The program should do the following: get total, get average, get row total, get column total, get highest in row and lowest in row. We have done all these for one-dimension array. All you need to do is implement the same concept, same processing logic to two-dimensional arrays. So these are things that, these are the homework questions. Again, they are complex, they are not difficult. Everything we ask here has already been done before, but you need to combine these different pieces together. And that's how you will create a program, Java program in real life. You will combine all your knowledge together to solve a question.